Okay, so it's another day and almost another day of silence in terms of Filian, or is it actually? Because recently I actually came across some kind of information that some of you guys actually sent to me. I had a couple of messages about this of a potential sighting from Filian, right? Now, again, I was like, okay, like what is going on? I'll check this out. And it was in one of the weirdest parts, I think, well, not weirdest parts, but like one of the most interesting parts that I could have ever thought of, which was in a stream, in a Risu stream from hololive. Now, essentially, some people were pointing out a chat message that they saw from Filian that was actually read out by Risu as well. And many people were saying that, you know, this is Filian, this is her, she's back, right? But I kind of wanted to go into some of the details about this, what was actually said, and what does this mean for Filian going forwards, right? So yeah, essentially this is the stream. She's streaming, I don't know what game this is, but again, streaming some kind of game. Oh, here we go, El Sword, I think that's what it's called. And essentially, yeah, she's in the loading screen, and in 2 seconds, the message will pop up. She reads it, and then it pops up in chat in 2 seconds, right?
Everybody, Jesus is the truth. Amen, brother.
So yeah, you can see right there, it says Jesus is the truth from Fillian is lost. Now, if you guys don't know, if you go to Fillian is lost, the channel, it has the same profile picture as the one that is included in this stream. It has the, you know, kind of the default F that kind of gets left on people's accounts whenever they remove their profile picture, but it's also got the green background as well, the same one that Fillian has. So people were like, oh my god, wait, this is Fillian's account. She's messaging on Risu's you know, stream, and people are very, very confused, right? But I did a little bit more digging into who this Fillian person was, because I thought, well, it just seems so weird, right? It doesn't really make sense as to why she would do this in this stream in particular, and why she would choose this specific message, right? Saying Jesus is the truth, right? Unless Fillian was going through some kind of religious thing, and that's why she's been away, right? You know, which I don't think has happened. It just doesn't really make sense for that to be her message that she puts into the chat, right? And well, I think that might not be the case, because I did a little screenshot of this message, as you can see here, of the actual account. And it seems like a lot of you guys who obviously sent this were fooled by the actual name. And this happens quite a lot, and I can talk about it a little bit more in a second about what's been going on with a lot of you know, VTubers that have been on hiatus. But you can see here it says Fillian is lost, and you can see that is very clearly an L. Now, it is kind of confusing because, of course, whenever you see it from this kind of angle, it does look like a capital Y, right? And it's the exact same way that Fillian is kind of, what do you call it, spelt in her actual username. She has a lowercase f for the start of Fillian, and then she has uppercase I, uppercase L for is lost, right? So from this angle, from this far away, from like a lower quality, right, you could probably understand that, yeah, maybe this is, you know, it could be Fillian, right? But yeah, it turns out it is not. It is just an L there. And also, I think as well, it isn't actually a... Oh, hold up. That's a different clip that we're going to go to in a second. Also, as well, I think this is actually a capital I too, because it just doesn't, like, because if that's an L, if that's a lowercase L here, it's got the little curve you can see. That should be an L for Fillian, right? So that should also have the curve, but it doesn't have the curve. So I think it's a capital Y, because if it was a capital L, it would be like this L. So yeah, I think it's filianislost. So that's their name. And again, there's many reasons as to why people do this. I think it is mainly just for attention, right? People want attention. Maybe also to potentially throw people off in terms of the whole hiatus thing that's been going on, because currently there's been no more news from Fillian since the whole Shibuya crossing thing, right? We had a couple of teasers with the Shibuya crossing thing, obviously her appearing on the billboard and saying, you know, can you hear me and stuff like that, and also the whole wall thing and that appearing on the billboard. But that's been about it, right? Nothing else has really come out. The wall website, again, has pretty much everything the same that we covered the last time we looked at it, right? So it really has just kind of grinded to a halt in terms of what is going on, right? And so that opens up a perfect opportunity for people to essentially pretend to be her, right? And we've seen this a lot in previous kind of situations. I say previous situations. Like a couple of days ago, with people, for example, like Saba. Saba, of course, is being impersonated currently because she's been on hiatus, and people are trying to actually make money off of her streams, right? They are essentially going into onto TikTok with her kind of TikTok with the TikTok live thing, and streaming her VODs to people on this fake account called Samako Saba, and they've been gaining a lot of subs, a lot of followers and people like that, so they look more legitimate because people think it's the real one, when in actual fact it's not, because Saba isn't streaming on TikTok. She doesn't have an official TikTok. I'm pretty sure she's even mentioned that she doesn't have an official TikTok before, right? So people are just using it to essentially get like those TikTok gifts and things like that, as well as also I did see a post that one of you guys sent me of the fact that they were also paying for people to watch the stream itself, because that's a feature you can do on TikTok. It's essentially to watch the stream, you got to pay to get in, like a ticket or whatever you really want to call it, which of course is pretty crazy, right? That's pretty crazy. And again, that is one of the motivations behind why someone would make a fake account. Now, again, I don't know what the motivations behind this person is. I don't know if it's just to pretend to be her or whatever and just like have a fun time, maybe to get attention, maybe to, as I said, maybe throw people off in terms of finding clues on what's going on with Filian. But again, we can clearly tell that this is not her official account. This is not her, but some people did pick up on it and wonder, is this actually to do with her? Well, unfortunately, it is not. That it means that there is still no new kind of update on Filian so far. And yeah, people are very, very confused, right? And we also did cover a similar account as well, also pretending to be Filian. So we know that this is something that is going on. More people are doing this. There was also a TikTok account saying like essentially she had a new one and that she was trying to get verified and stuff like that, which had a lot of views, had like 14,000 views or something, which many people were actually tagging me in my comment section on TikTok saying, no, she's back, she's right here, and sending me the @ of the person, right? And then you go to the account and it's very clearly not her, right? So again, just be careful whenever it comes to looking at these accounts or whatever, because again, a lot of them can be fake, a lot of them can be not real, and it's a pretty harmless, it's a harmless message from this account. They're just saying Jesus is the truth, so it's nothing like actually trying to like impersonate her or anything, at least from what I've seen. Maybe they've sent other chat messages, I don't know. But again, it's not exactly very, damaging or anything towards Fillian. But of course, there is always a chance for this to get worse, right? There's always a chance for people to create similar accounts like this or whatever, or use her name and say some pretty horrible stuff or whatever, and people would actually believe it because it looks so similar to her name. But as we said, we've gotten to the bottom of it. It is definitely not her. It is not her account. So if you ever see it going around, it is not her, right? Just do a little bit of a screenshot, zoom in on it, and you can see, the kind of details on that. But yeah, that is essentially all there is with this situation. I just kind of wanted to cover this because I thought it was very interesting. A lot of people have been kind of DMing me and tagging me and stuff and saying like, hey, here's a sighting of Filian. Unfortunately, it is not a sighting of Filian, but it is pretty interesting to see some people going around and making accounts of her, right? But yeah, that's essentially log off this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSups, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.